Hello, and welcome to my channel, The Waves of Your Soul. My name is Marine, I'm a French tarot reader, and today I am so excited to be doing this Rupaul'S Drag Race inspired tarot reading for all of you fellow Drag Race lovers out there. This tarot reading is gonna be super fun, but yet very insightful. Don't get fooled by the kind of Drag Race, fun vibe. It's also gonna making sure that you get actual tangible guidance and hopefully some messages that will help you move forward embodying your best self. I am using the Fortune Queen's Tarot by Juanjo Cristiani, which is an indie tarot deck all around Drag Race, which is fantastic. I'm so excited to be using this deck for you guys. It is absolutely gorgeous and I know you will gag for this extravaganza. Like, you are not ready for this. This is tens across the board. We will also be using this other Rupaul'S Drag Race inspired tarot deck called Rupaul'S Drag Race Tarot Card. This one is actually mass market, so I wanted to showcase both because they are both fantastic, and this one my friend Jen got me for my birthday and I wanted to shout it out because I love it. So I actually created a whole spread dedicated to Drag Race, and I have created this spread and I am posting it on my Instagram. So once you've watched this video, if you want to find the spread again so you can pull cards yourself, if you do have tarot and oracle decks, find that on my Instagram because this is one I'm quite proud of myself. It's fun, but it's still very impactful. So if you don't know how pick a card reading works, in front of you, you're going to find 3 different cards. This is going to be pile number 1, this is going to be pile number 2, and this is going to be pile number 3. Each pile represents a different message, and all you have to do is use your intuition, use your inner knowing to choose the pile that calls out to you the most. In order to help you pick, today we have 3 different crystals. For pile number 1, I have a moonstone crystal. For pile number 2, I have indigo gabbro. And for pile number 3, I have lapis lazuli. So once you know which pile is calling out to you the most, you will find the timestamps in the description box below to take you straight to your reading. As with all of my readings, I always like to say that they are for the collective, and so please use your inner knowing, your intuition to take what resonates with you and leave the rest. I'm gonna add a very quick 30-second meditation for anyone who likes to take a bit more time to choose the pile that calls out for them. Otherwise, start your engine and may the best reading win. Hello my pile number 1, and welcome to your reading. So if you chose pile number 1 or this particular moonstone crystal right here, this is gonna be the reading for you. And like I mentioned in the introduction, today we are doing a whole tarot spread totally inspired by Rupaul'S Drag Race, by the Drag Race themes, by Drag Race catchphrases, by the Drag Race soul, and hopefully those lovely queens and their fierceness, their fabulousness, their uniqueness, nerve, and talent, honey, will inspire us, give us some guidance, and this is gonna be super epic. So the first card we're gonna be pulling is Not Today, Satan. So what is something you need to let go of that's not serving you any longer? Of course, Not Today, Satan. A sentence famously coined by Bianca Del Rio. I love her, she's one of my favorite queens of all seasons. And let's see, so asking the universe, what is something that you need to let go of, my pile number 1, that is no longer serving you? And we have the star, gorgeous. Okay, so I can sense for my pile number 1 that there's a sense here of almost waiting for the other shoe to drop. Maybe things have been going quite well recently, and you are kind of coming out of a dark period where things were feeling, energies were a lot heavier, the moods were a lot heavier, and finally you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. But it's almost like you don't quite believe that you can now take a breath and breathe. With this star card here, there's really a sense that you need to let go of a little bit of anxiety, or of hopelessness, or of a sense of, like I was saying, waiting for the other shoe to drop. The universe is literally telling you, relax girl, you got this, right? It's fine, like things are gonna be okay. You just need to believe it. You just need to drop a little bit of your internal fears, and you just need to try and move past any kind of recent heavy energies, heavy emotions, or anything quite difficult that you've recently gone through. It's now time to leave those behind, leave those memories, these cutting cords, energetic cords with those memories, with those events, because you don't want to be dragged down when you're trying to elevate. And I'm seeing this, like the first image I received was this like hot air balloon. I can see you're trying to elevate, but you have a lot of sandbags still dragging you down from recent past traumas, memories, or just hurt, or just anxiety, etc. And even though you can sense that the energy is now changing, the wheel of fortune is turning, and you can almost, like, the light at the end of the tunnel is definitely here, there's still a sense of you can't quite get rid of this sense of impending doom that you're almost like expecting. So you need to cut those sands back down, honey, and let it go, okay? So this is very much what you need to let go of. Not today, Satan. We will not be letting dragged down by our emotional sandbags when we are trying to rise to the top and live our best life. Gorgeous. Okay, so second card we're gonna pull out is Snatch Game. So who are you pretending to be? This is gonna be, of course, if you watch Drag Race, you will know that Snatch Game is a challenge where the drag queens have to they have to impersonate a celebrity. So they have to impersonate someone they're not. And sometimes it goes really well, and sometimes it goes terribly wrong. And we usually definitely always remember when queens bomb, or when queens do really good, they tend to go all the way to the final. So I wanted to use that kind of idea and think about, imagine life is Snatch Game, then who are you pretending to be? What is kind of a mask that you're wearing to the society to hide your true self? Who are you impersonating that is not quite like matching with who you are at your core? So remember, I said in the beginning, just because this is a Drag Race inspired reading, it doesn't mean we're gonna be like dilly-dallying around. Like, this is still gonna pack a punch, because those drag queens have a lot to say, and the universe has a sense of humor, which is why I wanted to do this particular reading, because we don't have to take everything so seriously, and tarot reading can be a lot of fun. So I hope you'll enjoy it too. Okay, Snatch Game. Who are you pretending to be? A mask you need to drop. We have the Three of Pentacles. So there's definitely a sense from my pile number one. I'll bring it closer. So this is Bianca Del Rio. I think we have Adore and Courtney Diac. Who are you pretending to be? There's a sense here where you're, my pile number one, you're pretending to be a team worker, where you're like happy to collaborate with others. And even though that's true, you can totally work with others, you can totally collaborate, there is something within you that wants to take the lead, to be a little bit more pioneer, a leader, and it's something that you should really embrace more. I am getting Emperor vibes coming from your pile, or like a magician vibe, where there's definitely this sense of you have this, potentially maybe something you've repressed as well, is your ability to lead, your ability to show the way, your ability to be a pioneer. You're not meant to be a sheep, my pile number one. You're not meant to be following like the crowds. You're meant to go outside, you're meant to trail new paths, explore new paths. Pioneer is what I'm hearing. And so with this Three of Pentacles and this idea of like snatch game, who are you pretending to be, is like really you need to own more the fact that you can totally think outside the box and do things differently from other people, especially in your life in terms of career, the way you approach day-to-day tasks, the way you work with your hands. Potentially you have some unique gift there that you need to explore. It could be even in your day-to-day habits, like day-to-day life, like in your jobs, your hobbies. There's certainly a streak of you that is very unique, right? Uniqueness, nerve, and talent. You have it, my pile number one. And so you need to own that more, embrace that more, not being afraid to step away from the crowd and shine your own light. And that is beautiful. We love to see that. Okay, so next card we're going to be pulling is category is best drag. This is going to be a card to represent something to celebrate about yourself. You know, if you think about when the queens prance on the runway, they see that walk literally. It's the idea of they're going to wear something. For category is best drag, they wear something that is totally unique and representative to them. So what is a trait of character that you have that you need to celebrate, you need to own, you need to look? Mic drop. Girl, this is where I told you, like, don't, you know, just because it's gonna be fun, it's still gonna drop some truth. For your category is best drag, my pile number one, we have Katya as the Fool. So I love this card, it's super fun. This was a really fun runway for anyone remembering this particular episode. I really enjoyed it. Anyway, we have the Fool here for categories best drag. So what do you need to celebrate about yourself, my pile number one, is, again, there's definitely a sense here of going outside the common path. You're thinking outside the box. You think outside the box. There's a genius, unique streak about you that you need to own more, and you need to really embrace the fact that it's quite easy for you to explore new territories, to start new things, to be optimistic, and to take leaps of faith. And I sense that you've done that quite a lot in your life, and you will do that a lot more. You know, in your future, this is something where I'm getting Sagittarius's vibes here, where maybe you love exploring, traveling, etc. Some of you might have that in your chart. There's also definitely a sense of not being afraid to explore new cultures, learn new languages, you know, go travel around the world. You're very worldly, but also you have this very inner child, innocent, not naive, because but more not the naive side of the inner child, but more so in a negative way anyway, but more so the ability that, you know, children have to look at the world from a spontaneous, kind, open heart, open mind point of view, that they believe in magic, that they let themselves dream, they let themselves see the world through a total, like, creative, spontaneous, childlike lens. I can sense you have some of that in you for sure, my pile number one. So this could also be some Aries vibe right there. Again, you don't have to be Aries or Sagittarius, but that's just, you know, that could be something that you have a lot in your chart for some of you. So definitely something to celebrate about yourself is your ability to look at the world through an optimistic, spontaneous, kind, open-minded point of view, the ability to take leaps of faith, to be quite not careless but actually carefree in your approach to things, because it is so refreshing, right? You don't get yourself bogged down too much by other people's expectations or what people tell you should or shouldn't do, and it's beautiful and something you should own a lot more, my pile number one. Okay, moving on to our next prompt, and this is gonna be a card representing opulence. You own everything. And when I'm telling you, I had so much fun creating this spread, literally. So this card is going to represent in what ways are you abundant that you might not even know about, right? If you think about opulence, you own everything, then this is talking about abundance, how abundance might show up in your world, in your life, that maybe you don't even know about. And so you need to be a little bit more aware of it so that you can appreciate it even more and attract even more abundance in your life. And we have the Six of Cups with this super fun panel of all queens sipping their tea or more so potentially spilling the tea. I'm not recognizing all of them. There's milk here. I think this is like, oh god, what's her name? Anyway, let me know in the comments below if you can. This must be like ganja, I think. Let me know if you recognize those queens in the comments below. Okay, so 6 of Cups, 4, opulence, you own everything. There is a total sense here of I can see first of all that you're very well surrounded, my pile number 1, so you might not have necessarily a ton of friends, but the friends you do have are very special. This is what's coming through from this particular card, is the idea of being well surrounded, of having a soul tribe of, you know, your friends, your best Judies. They are definitely there to help support you through and through. There's definitely some people in your life who have your best interest at heart. They are very special friends. They will literally have your back. They're very much so your best Judies, and it's something you should be very grateful for. Celebrate, tell them you love them, make them feel special as much as they might make you feel special. And if you don't feel like you have those people in your life, this card is telling you that you will meet very beautiful, kind people very soon that will become your best Judies, that will become your soul tribe, that will literally become your almost like family. This is very much what's coming through for my pile number 1, and we love that. You know, that's always, it's very important to celebrate the relationships in our lives, our friendships. It's gorgeous. Okay, so the next prompt is: the library is open, darling. What is a trait of your character that you need to have a little bit of a laugh about? It's hard sometimes, life is hard, we take everything very seriously. So this is gonna be like, what is something about you that maybe you need to have a little bit of a laugh about, maybe you need to not take it too seriously. It might be a character of trait that you're not super proud of, that you tend to like hide or shy away from, but actually it's not that big of a deal. And you know, reading is fundamental, and there's nothing better than actually reading ourselves. And look at that, we have the 10 of Pentacles. So I'm getting straight away some Taurus vibes right here, as well as some Virgo vibes. And this is Ben de la Creme, I believe, the drag queen depicted on this. I loved this show she did, that was fantastic. Okay, 10 of Pentacles. The library is open. I'm not gonna read you to filth because, you know, this is not my style. I'm not wearing any special glasses right now, so I don't feel like I can read you to filth. We're gonna keep it cool, we're gonna keep it cute. However, what is something you need to have a laugh about yourself, that maybe not to take so seriously, is maybe you do have the tendency, my pile number 1, to really like nice things, nice material things. Maybe you do value money, maybe you do value nice clothes, expensive phones, expensive car, nice things in your home, nice tarot deck. That's for myself. Reading myself too, because, you know, have to share, sharing is caring. And so there's definitely a sense here of maybe you do put a little bit of value on material things, and you're maybe you're a bit shy of being totally open about that. You feel like people will see you as materialistic, as potentially opportunistic, and maybe even as vain. And you know what? Screw them. Who cares? If they ain't paying your bills, then don't pay them no mind, right? This is what Ru said. So don't feel so embarrassed about the fact that you like nice things, about the fact that maybe you value money, or value material belongings, or value comfort in your home. You know, shopaholic vibes, or fashion addicts, or like I was saying, wanting the latest phone, or wanting a really nice house, or whatever. You fill the blanks. So really here, it's all about embracing your inner opulent self, and being okay with the fact that sometimes you might feel a little bit superficial and be interested in superficial vain thing. It's okay, it's not the end of the world, and nobody should judge you for it, okay? Okay, so we're now getting to our last prompt, and we will be checking our... Oh look, actually, first of all, I need to show you the back of the deck. This is a message in itself. We have the Temperance card. Look how gorgeous this card is. So this is the perfect timing. I was actually gonna say the last prompt is category is all stars. A message from your guides, from your angels, from your ancestors, you know, from the beings who protect you, support you in the other realm, who have your back, and your higher self, whatever you choose to believe in. You know, category is all stars. I thought that was quite appropriate for talking about our guides. And we had the Temperance at the back of the deck, so that already tells me that you guys, if you've been feeling worried, if you've been feeling any kind of way where you feel anxious, not supported, not understood, not seen, just know that even if you don't see support, there is definitely support on the other realm for you, in terms of, like I was saying, your higher self, your guides, your ancestors, your angels, your guardians, whatever you relate to. All you need to do is ask. There's a sense here truly of this like protection and guidance that is ready for you to pull from, if only you let yourself connect to them. So that is beautiful. I'm gonna leave that right here because I feel like that's totally part of the reading. I am loving those cards, like literally this is making me so happy right now. I could do this all day. I hope you enjoyed this reading because I'm very tempted to be doing several. But anyway, let me know in the comments if this is, you know, if you're enjoying this kind of reading. So let's see what your guides have to tell you as a last message from this reading. And we have the Three of Pentacles with Sonique and the Nine of Cups with Milk. Awesome. So messages from your guides. See how we had the 10 of Pentacles and 9 of Pentacles. There's really a sense here of owning your abundance mindset, owning your body, owning your physical appearance, and not being ashamed of what you look like, how you project yourself in the world. You know, it's very much, there's a strong emphasis here on the material reality, and you needing to embrace it, you needing to maybe be a little bit kinder to your body, your physical appearance. Maybe there's definitely a sense here with those two cards of being like, you know what, fuck it, just do what you want, just do what makes you happy. Channel your inner drag queen and not care about what other people are gonna say. The other message from your guides, again, we had a repeating, 3 of Pentacles here, 3 of Pentacles here. You can't make this up, right? This is when the universe is like, hello, are you hearing me? So very, very much so emphasis around, don't try to shrink yourself to fit in places you do not belong to, my pile number one. You have a special uniqueness, nerve, and talent to stand out. There's something within you that is meant to stand out. You're not like everyone else, and maybe this is something you're trying to hide or shy away from, and actually you're doing yourself a disservice. You are meant to stand out. You're special and unique in a certain way, whatever way is gonna resonate. Maybe the way you look is very different to other people. Maybe you stand out because you're very tall, or you know, whatever. Or maybe it's more in the way, in what you like in life. It's very unique and not a lot of people understand you in your group. They're like, well, you have some strange hobbies. Or maybe it's just, I don't know, like maybe it's what you want to do for a living that is very unique. And so whatever it is, however it applies to you, there's something within you that is gagging to come out, to shine your light, to really like shine bright. And from that, again, I'm getting this strong reinforcement that you will attract some kind of tribe to you. You will find the right people to support you. You will find your friends, you will find friends, you will find fans or followers or some kind of people there, a network that you can help build something very special, my pile number one. And this could be something long lasting that could bring you a lot of abundance for a long time, with the 9 of Cups here, you know, as well as the 10 of Pentacles. So definitely shine your light, my pile number one. Don't be ashamed of what makes you of going after what makes you happy. I really, really hope you enjoyed this fun reading, this drag race inspired reading. If you did, then please don't hesitate to comment down below, leave me a sun emoji. If you've made it this far, you leave me a sun emoji. It lets me know that you have actually watched this part, as well as let me know if you want more drag race inspired reading, or if you just enjoyed it, just let me know. I'd love to know. And if you're gonna try the spread for yourself, which again you can find on my Instagram at The Waves of Your Soul, then don't hesitate to tag me in it so I can see what cards you pull. If you pull tarot or oracle cards yourself, I'd love to see it. And until my next video, as per usual, I am sending you lots and lots of good vibes. Keep navigating the waves of your soul. And remember, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love anyone else? Bye! Hello, 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 my pile number 2, and welcome to your reading. So if you choose pile number 2 with those cards right here, or just using the gabbro indigo crystal right there, then this is gonna be the reading for you. Like I said in the introduction, this reading is all inspired by Drag Race. I have created a spread that is totally inspired by Drag Race. It's gonna be super fun. I really hope you'll enjoy it. I am so excited to be doing this reading for you, and we're gonna start by pulling a card around "Not today, Satan." A saying from the infamous Bianca Del Rio, and this is gonna represent something you need to let go of that is no longer serving you. So of course, not today, Satan. What is something that you may be holding on to in your life that actually you need to let go of? Because girl, it's not doing you any favors, so let it go. Okay, let's see for my pile number 2. Something you need to let go of that's no longer serving you. And we have the Fool with Katya here, representing the Fool. Very cool card. Let me bring it closer. So what you need to let go of is your fear of, there's something right now that you've been wanting to start, a new project, a new relationship, a new habit, a new hobby, a new going after maybe a new promotion in your job, or starting a new business, or even if it's literally very small, like trying to read a different kind of book, learning a new language, whatever. There's something in your life right now that you've been thinking about starting, and every time you're about to start and to give it your all, you stop yourself because you're scared of taking that first step. You're scared of jumping that metaphorical cliff, of taking that leap of faith, because you're afraid of the consequences and you're afraid of failure, my pile number 2, and this is something you need to let go of. Try it, give it a go, take that leap of faith. Whatever you've been thinking about trying, you need to give it your go. With this Fool card here, this could be the beginning of a beautiful new cycle in your life. It could bring you so much happiness, so much abundance, so much promises, because the Fool is the card 0. So there's still such a journey for you to go on, and you really need to give yourself that chance, give yourself that joy of trying. And if for any reason things were to not go as you planned, well, there's always a lesson there for you to gain. It would not be for nothing. In life, there is no such thing as bad decisions, is what I'm hearing. They are only, like, at the end of the day, it all comes down to lessons. So give it a go, try it. You don't know what's gonna happen. It could be fantastic, and it would be a shame to rob you of the opportunity to just give it a go, take that leap of faith, you know, embody that full energy and just jump. Do it. Okay, that was very clear. Now we're gonna be looking at the next prompt is Snatch Game. So if you know from the show, Snatch Game is a challenge all the drag queens have to do, where they have to impersonate someone, a celebrity usually, could be someone dead or someone alive, but they have to impersonate someone famous. And so for us, this is gonna be us looking at who are you pretending to be. Maybe this is someone you're a facet of your personality that you're impersonating, a mask you're wearing to hide your true self, something you're presenting to the society, where you're not being quite yourself, right? You're just, like in Snatch Game, you potentially are impersonating someone else. And so we have, for my pile number 2, the 8 of Wands, with actually a hysterical card. Look at all those lipsticks. And what I love about this card so much is that they actually even did the Della, like, hand done. It's hysterical. I love it. I think this is all the lipsticks from All Stars Elimination. Anyway, so Eight of Wands. Who are you pretending to be? Maybe something you're not being your true self. There's definitely a bit of a fighter in you, my pile number 2. Maybe that's a part of you that you have kind of repressed. You're not trying to show it too much. Maybe you've grown up being told that you have to be nice, you have to be patient, you have to be kind, you have to say your yes please and hellos and thank yous and be polite, etc, etc. And so that kind of inner fighter, that inner rebel is what I'm getting. You might have repressed it a little bit because you were told to, you know, that it wasn't like acceptable to be a little bit rebellious. And so this is something that maybe you should embrace more, because there's nothing wrong with rebelling against the status quo. There's nothing wrong with speaking your truth, my pal number 2. There's nothing wrong with standing out and saying, I agree with you, I don't agree with you, here's why. Of course, you know, there's a difference between rebelling, still being considerate of others, and, you know, going totally out there and trying to kick the hell out of them with your 10 inches shoes. We don't want to be doing that. There's definitely more a sense here of not being afraid to speak your truth, not being afraid to, especially when you don't agree with the status quo, you have some valuable opinions to share. So maybe it's at work, you have been repressing some ideas you have because you feel like, you know, you don't usually speak up and you could be potentially like badly viewed. As long as you come from a place of love, compassion, empathy, and that it is done in a respectful way, then there's nothing wrong with speaking your truth, with challenging ideas, with telling people you don't agree with them because you think that, you know, there's another way. Don't try and hide your ideas, because you have a lot of, you know, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing like ideas, light bulb moments. Literally this card is all about fast fire, rapid action and passion and energy. So don't repress that inner rebel, my pile number 2, because it is gagging to come out, and you're doing a disservice by trying to not show the world that part of you, because every part of you is beautiful and that part of you deserves recognition and acceptance too. Okay, let's move on to our third prompt. This prompt is gonna be all about category is best drag. So of course, imagine you are seeing the catwalk that is life. What is the aspect of yourself, personality trait, a part of you that you really need to celebrate and be more proud of? If you think about category is best drag, then you know this is representing the best of the best about yourself, right? So what is that part of you that you need to be more proud of, celebrate, show to the world? And we have the Page of Swords. Okay, so truly your ideas are very unique, my pile number 2. With this, I believe this is Fifi O'Hara, I think. Let me know in the comments if you agree. Page of Swords here is very much representing thinking outside the box and having brilliant ideas. I'm getting a strong Gemini sense from you guys, where maybe you have a lot of Gemini in your chart as well as Aquarius. I'm getting air signs, so maybe even Libras, where again you don't have to be those two signs, but it's just something coming through where really you think outside the box. And again, you definitely have visions and ideas that challenge the status quo, and guess what, we need that, because sometimes there's nothing better than just challenging traditions, challenging what has been done. There's something to be said about respecting history, respecting our elders, and respecting tradition. Yes. Does it mean we have to follow it without questioning it and accepting everything that our you know, ancestors and the society has taught us without without even questioning it? No. And you are definitely I can sense that part of you is like a troublemaker, but not in a bad way. I'm not saying that to try and you know, read you. This is not shade. This is actually a good quality, because I can sense that there's like also some kind of a chariot energy where you're not afraid to confront when things don't feel right, when things feel not just, when people are bullying others, when you see injustice in the world, when you see injustice at work, in your family, in the community, in your friendships, when you see people potentially minor communities, etc., not being listened to. When you see injustice, I can definitely sense that you don't stand for it, my pile number 2, and there's power with you to make a difference. With this Page of Swords, this is what I'm getting. There's power of you to turbo blast some bullshit that people are continuing, that you no longer agree with, because you think ahead, you are very like forward thinking. This is why I was getting this Aquarius vibe where, you know, everyone is living in 2021 and you're already in 2031. You have this like ability to really project yourself forward, to think ahead, to think new thoughts, to be very like I said, like challenging of the status quo, as well as having new ideas that are fresh, that are gonna help the collective. And that's gorgeous and something you need to be more celebrating about yourself, because it's totally a gift, an asset, and something you need to, yeah, it's your best drag, girl, so be proud of it. Okay, the next prompt is opulence. You own everything. So this is gonna represent in what ways. Can you tell I've had so much fun creating this spread? I think it's pretty obvious. So in what ways are you abundant? In what ways is abundance showing up in your life that you might not know about? This is what we're going to look now. If you think about opulence, you own everything. It really is about what in your life makes you feel like in that opulence kind of mood, you know, that maybe you don't even know that you're abundant in that way, and yet you need to celebrate it so that even more abundance can come in. So in what way are you abundant? My pile number 2, and we have the Queen of Wands. Okay, so you definitely are not lacking energy. My pile number 2. Look at this gorgeous Queen of Wands. This is one of my favorite cards of the deck. I just love this card. It's gorgeous. I love it. Okay, so Queen of Wands. We definitely have a sense that you're very abundant in your energy, in your passion, in your creativity, and in your sexuality, my pile number 2. And again, it's something you need to be grateful for, you need to celebrate, so more of that can come in. This is very fiery, that kind of inner fire, that inner drive. If you see an obstacle, you jump over it. If you see a mountain, you think, okay, I'm gonna climb it, it's fine, you know, I can do this. So you really don't let yourself get defeated very easily. You have the ability to pick yourself back up again and again and try again. You have that drive, you have that passion, you have that fire to not get defeated too quickly, to really use that to propel you again through any challenges, any obstacles. It doesn't stop you from give it your best shot. And I think that's a huge asset, and that's an abundance here. Energy, like abundance doesn't necessarily mean money. In your case, it's abundance of energy, of drive, of courage, of inner fire, and that is very, very, very valuable, because a lot of people don't have that kind of abundance. So this is something you need to be grateful for, celebrate, so that even more can come in. And we love that so much. Okay, so our next prompt is: the library is open, darling. Nothing is better than reading, of course, and reading ourselves is even better, especially with tarot. You know, reading is fundamental. It is so applicable to tarot. So the library is open, meaning we're going to pull a card around a trait of your character that you need to have a laugh about. Sometimes we might be taking everything too seriously, and this particular card is going to represent something about yourself that maybe you're shy about, maybe you feel guilty about it, maybe you have some trouble embracing it, and actually you should just have a laugh about it. It's not that serious, right? If you think about the library is open, it's all about reading. I promise I'll be nice. I'm not wearing any funky glasses, so I can't read you to filth. This is all done with compassion in mind. We have the Ace of Wands. So with this Ace of Wands here, what's very much coming through is it's okay to make mistakes. You don't have to have it figured out all the time, my pile number 2. Remember, we had the Fool here, where maybe there was a sense where you were a bit worried about trying something new, taking a leap of faith, maybe because you were afraid of failure or of other people's how they would see you. but also being afraid of not succeeding at first and of failing. And again, this is coming to let you know that you don't have to be perfect all the time, you don't have to be polished all the time. It's okay to be messy, it's okay to be vulnerable, it's okay to show the crooks and the cracks, and you know, not everyone has it together all the time. And I feel like this is something you need to not take so seriously. Maybe is being okay with showing your more vulnerable side, my pile number 2, being okay with showing the imperfections, the fact that you don't always have it together, the fact that you don't necessarily always have a plan or always know what you're doing or always know where you're going. It's okay. This is why we love watching RuPaul's Drag Race, right? We love the queens the most. I feel like the queens that seem to get the most fans behind them are the ones that show us all of them, the good bits, the ugly bits, like the vulnerable bits. We end up falling in love with their imperfections because we can see they're human, and so they're not like just celebrities, or you know, because we can see really their human side, their vulnerability. And it's very much what's advised to you, my pile number 2, with this specific card here with the Ace of Wands, with Chichi Devane here, which we love, you know, and we send our love to. Okay, so the last prompt is gonna be, category is All Stars. We're gonna be using those 2 cards right here. This is gonna be a message from your guides, your angels, your higher self, your ancestors, whatever you choose to believe in. I thought that was very appropriate. Category is All Stars. This is all about like your lucky stars, the beings, entities, energies that look after you. You know, the universe, the divine, whatever you choose to believe in. This is their message of support, of guidance, of love. And let's see what you have. My pile number 2, and we have the moon, gorgeous, with Raven, and we also have the 4 of Pentacles, Cameron Michaels. Okay, so what is the last message your guides have? This is around this is interesting. So 4 of Pentacles and the moon. I can sense that for me the 4 of Pentacles really bring back to this Fool here, around don't feel like you have to hold on to the status quo because you're afraid of change. It's okay to be afraid of change. Like, this is what I'm hearing. We understand you're afraid of change. We know that it's scary. We know that it's troubling to not know what's ahead, but just know that even in the dark night, you are protected, you are guided, you are loved. With this moon card here, it talks about, if you think about the moon, sometimes the moon is full and we can totally see in the night, and sometimes the moon is new and it's pitch black and we can't see it. It doesn't mean that it's not there, right? The moon has phases, the moon has seasons, just like your life, just like you. You're always a constant evolving, growing human being. So don't be afraid of challenging the status quo. Don't be afraid of inviting changes. Don't be afraid to be a change catalyst, a change don't be afraid to be the match that lights the fire around you, in terms of opening people's eyes to new things, starting new ideas, going against the grain but showing how people have had it wrong maybe, and just, I can, you know, you're like, I don't know, I see this image of like someone almost like giving electric shocks around them to people to wake them up, and you're awakening people to new perspective, to new visions, to new ideas. And you need to really embrace that part of you and not be afraid of it. Also with the moon here, again, it's the idea of, if right now you feel a little bit confused, lost, you know, like you can't quite see where you're going, remind yourself of the cycle of the moons. Like I said, sometimes it's dark and sometimes we can see. So, you know, time will help, things will change, the status quo will change. Just don't try to hold on and grip to things so much. Invite change in, because only better energies can come in. So really it's an encouragement for you to open your palm and to not be afraid to shaking things up, my pile number 2. Beautiful. So this is all I've got for you today. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. It was so fun for me to do it, and I hope that it brought you empowerment, healing and guidance. And if you liked this video and you made it this far, then comment down below a lipstick. So comment the lipstick emoji. We have lipstick here. If you've made it this far in the video, leave me a lipstick emoji in the comment. It will let me know that you watched it this far. It makes my day and it will make me super happy. If you do this specific spread, if you like using Tarot and Oracle, like I said, you can find the spread on my Instagram. If you give it a go with this specific spread, then tag me on your Instagram post, etc., so I can have a look. I'd love to see. And finally, until my next video, I am sending you lots and lots of good vibes. Keep navigating the waves of your soul, and remember, if you don't love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love anyone else? Bye! Hello, my pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. So, if you chose pile number 3 with those cards right here, which we will check out at the end, or if you chose using this lapis lazuli crystal right there, then this is gonna be the reading for you. As I mentioned in the introduction, this is a drag race inspired reading. I've had so much fun creating the spread just for you, and hopefully you will enjoy it too. So the first prompt, that we are using is Not Today, Satan. So we're gonna be pulling a card inspired by the infamous sentence from Bianca Del Rio. We love her, one of my favorite queens on the show. Not today, Satan. What is something you need to let go of that's no longer serving you, my pile number 3? So maybe it's something you've been holding on to, something you need to let go of, because not today, Satan. So let's see, for my pile number 3, we have the Sun. Gorgeous card. This is Jujubee. I also love this particular queen. That was a gorgeous outfit that she wore on All Stars, I believe. And look at that cat. That's so cute. Okay. So, not today, Satan. What is something you need to let go of that's no longer serving you, my pile number 3? With this Sun here, is maybe you have a bit of a tendency to look at things from a glass half empty kind of perspective. Maybe sometimes when things are not going your way, you do have the tendency to straight away jump to the worst conclusions. Like your mind takes the best of you, and suddenly you have the tendency to look at the worst, at going to, in your head, worst case scenario. Like something, let's just say you're going for a job interview and you get in your car and there's like a little bit of traffic. Straight away you're like, I'm gonna be late, they're never gonna hire me, I'll never get that job, etc, etc, etc. You know, that kind of like straight away going for like worst case scenario. This could be something that you have a tendency to do, that you need to get a little bit of control over, my pile number 3. With the Sun's card here, it's the ability, normally if we were to look at the card in a light aspect, it would be, you know, rejoicing about life, feeling abundant, feeling celebratory about oneself. But because this is almost looking at it in a reverse position, with considering the spread we're using, with something you need to let go of that's no longer serving you, it's really around maybe your inability to believe that good things can happen to you, or maybe trying to, or maybe just diminishing the impact and influence that maybe your mind has in terms of pessimism, like I was saying, looking at the glass half empty, not believing in yourself enough, lacking some confidence. Maybe you have some confidence issues where you feel you're not as talented, good looking, intelligent, etc., fill the blanks, as other people around you, and there's a bit of inferiority kind of mindset here, where you might have the tendency to not celebrate you, not be proud of yourself, not be so confident. And the universe is like, girl, you got it. Like, you know, you need to like seize that walk and show the world how beautiful you are on all aspects, inside and out. And this is something to maybe let go of, is your insecurities and your lack of confidence, for my pile number 3. Okay, so next prompt is gonna be Snatch Games. If you watch the show, you know that Snatch Game is a challenge that they do every season, where the queens have to impersonate a celebrity, dead or alive, and they have to be someone that they're not, right? They have to impersonate someone that they're not. If we translate that to current life, this particular card is going to represent who are you pretending to be that maybe you're not really, is not really like matching your true self. So with Snatch Game, we're looking at maybe a mask that you're wearing in day-to-day life, outwardly, in society, in your jobs, with your family, with your friends, or with just the world outside, and that maybe is not really who you are in your true self. Like, who are you pretending to be? Oops. We have a jumper, and we have the Magician. Okay, awesome. I think this is Aquaria. I think Aquaria wore that outfit. Let me know down below. Look at $100,000. I love that. That's so cute. Where is the Anastasia Beverly Hills makeup collection though? That's what we want to know. Anyway, so with the Snatch Game, who are you pretending to be? It's very funny because the Magician is a bit of a you know, the Magician is very powerful archetype, like he can use his magic to channel in the world, etc. But there's also a bit of a prestidigitator. I don't know how you say it in English. You know, people who like are like literally look over there, and they're trying, you know, they're trying to do some kind of magic trick, and they're like, look over there, and while you're looking, which is a Jada Essence Hall, you know, reference, by the way. From my core Drag Race fan, but you're there like, look over there, and you know, doing the magic trick while you're not watching, and that's how they trick you. Trickster energies, this is what I was looking for. I don't think prestidigitator or whatever the word that came through is even English, but I think trickster is. So it's interesting that the Magician came up as a Snatch Game position, because it's telling me that maybe you have a bit of a imposter syndrome for my pile number 3, and it makes sense because we had the Sun, so already we have the sense that you have some issues around self-confidence maybe, or you know, having some hard time celebrating your wins when you are good at something, when you are achieving stuff. Maybe it's a little bit harder for you to celebrate it versus how you would celebrate your friends. I have a tendency, especially with this Magician here, you have a tendency to be a lot more enthusiastic, happy, and cheerleading of others than of yourself. Like, maybe this is something that, and so I can sense that for some of you watching, you are in a position of influence, whether that is at your job, in your family life, on social media, or with your friends. Like, people come to you for advice, people come to you because they you know, they see something in you. With this Magician card, it's charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent, honey. And so there's definitely something special about you. Everyone else see it, but you don't. And so you hide behind maybe a facade of, you know, thinking, okay, fake it, like fake it till you make it, is what I'm hearing. Maybe it's like what I was saying about imposter syndrome, feeling like you don't deserve the attention, the praise, the you know, the following, the care, or the attention of people, because there's a part of you that's still like, well, I'm not that special, or I'm not that talented, or I feel like very much like an imposter. And so this is something that you need to work on, my pile number 3, because it's definitely not doing you any good. The fact that you have the Sun and the Magician together is a powerhouse, and it's letting me know that you have an inner light. You have something very special about you, and you should be celebrating your successes. You should be celebrating your abilities, your talent, uniqueness, nerve, and talent, very much so, because it's there for a reason. There's potential for you to channel something in the world, to create. The Magician is a creator. So don't hide away, drop that imposter syndrome. You are here for a reason. You have those gifts for a reason. Now you need to make the most of them and not let them go to waste. Okay. Ooh, that was deep already. So next prompt is, category is best drag. So if you are seeing that catwalk, that is life, then we want to know what is something you need to celebrate about yourself. What is one of your best attributes, best assets that you should really be more proud of? I mean, we got a bit of an idea already with your guys' reading, but let's see. Queen of Wands. Wow. Okay, so some of you definitely have charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. Emphasis on charisma. You draw people to you. You're very charismatic, whether you're aware of it or not. People are intrigued, people are attracted. You have something, an inner light, inner fire, inner magic, almost like magical light, you know, an aura, whatever you charm, whatever you call it, that is very attractive, that is very hypnotizing, and that is helping you to navigate through life in a more driven way, where you know what you want, you know what you don't want, and it's easy for you to follow your passions, and it's easy for you to tune into that more really magical, fiery part of your soul, like, because you just have more ability than other people to really know what your heart wants. You know what your soul wants. You have a strong ability to connect with your inner fire, and this is something that you need to be more embracing of. Don't shy away from the spotlight, because the spotlight will find you, my pile number 3. I can sense that no matter how shy you are and reserved potentially, and maybe just feel uncomfortable about being put at the center front, you need to embrace your own Leo energy, because it doesn't matter whether you're a Leo or not. This is really about embracing your it factor, celebrating, you know, that star quality. This is what I'm getting, and not being afraid to share that with the world, because the world needs you. This Queen of Wands here, she's showing the way. She's a pioneer. She is literally unique. She goes after what she wants. She's not afraid to trail new paths. She doesn't follow the norm, and she's like literally, you know, she is a pioneer. She's a trailblazer, and this is who you are, and something you should celebrate more, even if it's something you don't quite see about yourself, my pile number 3. Definitely it is there. I'm getting a message that it might not be for everyone, but with this Magician and the Queen of Wands, I'm getting a lot of, like, some of you watching have very strong clair abilities, clairaudience, clairsentience, clairvoyance, where you are quite in tune with your intuition. You are quite easily can tap into that part of yourself where you can get messages from your guides or your higher self, where you can listen to your intuition, where you might have some ability to more easily than others to have premonitions or dream, like vivid dreams. We're talking here more around the clairs, like my intuitive magical witches out there. Whether you identify with a witch or not, this is also the pile of my witches. Whether you, like I said, you identify with one or not, there's definitely some talent there, some I don't like to say gift, because to me everyone is gifted, but there's some parts of you that are that you could more easily tap into than others, in terms of intuition, magical abilities, psychic abilities, all of those things. And so this is something that, again, specific message, but you know, if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. It will resonate. If you've been wondering, you know, should I start to read cards, or should I start to write my dreams down, or, you know, was this a sign from the universe, etc., then the answer is yes. Okay, random, but it was coming through. Okay, so the next prompt is opulence. You own everything. I won't Vogue, because you can't really see my arms, so there's no point. But this prompt is all around, in what ways are you abundant that you might not know about. So of course, you know, if you think about opulence, we feel abundant, we own everything. So what in your life, where in your life are you abundant, maybe that you don't know about? Abundance doesn't have to be about money, it could be about many things. So we're looking at what wealth you have here, and it just started pouring down rain where I am, so hopefully it won't be too distracting. If you hear background noise, I apologize, but it is monsoon season where I live, and it just is what it is. I can't control the weather. So we have the Knight of Swords for my pile number 3 in terms of opulence. So in what ways are you more abundant that you might not realize. So with this Knight of Swords here, it's telling me that you have a very strong ability to look at things from another perspective, and your mind, your intellect is your best asset. You have a unique ability to learn new things. You have a unique ability to think outside the box, to go after what you want. You're very quick-minded, quick-witted. You might have also a killer sense of humor, my pile number 3. And so you're abundant in the sense of ideas. You never lack ideas. You're never one of those people that is like get bored, or that is lacking some ideas as to what to do next. This is definitely not an issue for you. You're always thinking about the next thing, the next project, the next ideas. Your mind is like a butterfly, like here, you know, it's very quick, or like a colibri even, like going to this flower, then that flower, then that flower. And so that's beautiful and definitely an asset, as well as I can sense that you have strong ability to cut through the bullshit. And that is definitely an asset and something you can use as a abundance, where abundance is energy. Like I said, it doesn't have to be an abundance of money. And for you, my pile number 3, you definitely have an abundance, a wealth of ideas that you need to make the most of. You need to use, because they could really lead you somewhere, and you need to make sure that you don't sleep on them. Okay, our next prompt is: the library is open, darling. I'm not wearing any funky sunglasses, but if you watch the show, you know that this is when we will be reading ourselves, because reading is what? Fundamental. So the library is open means that we are pulling a card around a trait of character that you need to maybe not take so seriously. What is a part of you that maybe you have been a bit feeling shy about, pushing away, feeling guilty or ashamed of, that actually you need to not take so seriously, right? Sometimes we have the tendency to take ourselves seriously. I mean, I think by watching Rupaul'S Drag Race, you get a good idea that you know, this is definitely a representation of not taking things too seriously, being able to laugh about ourselves. And so with this card, we're looking at a trait of your character that you need to maybe have a bit of a laugh about. In the grand tradition of Paris is Burning, we are reading ourselves. So what is it about you that you need to not take so seriously? We have the 3 of Pentacles. So there's a sense here of with this 3 of Pentacles right here, maybe the first thing I heard is you like what you like and you don't like what you don't like, and it's like I said what I said. You know, and so you don't gel with everyone. Not everyone is your cup of tea, and that's okay. You don't have to like everyone. Not everyone has to like you. And I can sense that because you have so much charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent, again, emphasis on charisma with this Queen of Wands here, maybe sometimes you rub people the wrong way because they get a bit jealous, or because they don't quite get you, because there's maybe, you know, there's just like a bit of friction here. And you know what? It's okay. Not everyone will like you. Not everyone will appreciate you. But you shouldn't let yourself get bogged down by that. You know, it's okay. Like, you're in life, not everyone is ever gonna like us. And I sense that maybe you have been trying in your past to make some concessions so that other people would love you. Maybe by you know, with this Magician card here, projecting an image that was not quite who you were, just so that people would not judge you, just so that people would maybe embrace you or accept you, when really you don't need to do that, my pile number 3, at all. You can just be yourself, be your quirky, fierce, unique self, and be proud of who you are, be proud of your talent. And if not everyone likes you, it's okay. Like, it's you know, it's not the end of the world. At the end of the day, with this 3 of Pentacles, this is telling me that you either have your soul tribe already, where you have people in your life who want the best of you, your best Judies, your best friends, or if you haven't got those yet, you will find them. You will find people who have got your back. And so don't get too bogged down by what other people think of you, but what other people say of you, because you know, if they ain't paying your taxes, then don't pay them no mind, right? This is very much some of Rupaul'S wisdom. So For the trait of character you need to have a laugh about is maybe laugh about the times where you were trying to be someone you were not. You were trying to, you know, fit in with the cool kids at school when really deep down all you wanted to be was an emo kid, or you wanted to be a, you know, I don't know, like you just didn't want to be with the popular kids. You didn't, you know, you had this quirky, like freak side about you. And I say freak with love because I think everyone should be flying their freak flag. So freak is a compliment. And it's like, you know, you felt like maybe you had to hide that part of you because you didn't feel so accepted or whatever. And this is letting me know, like, let your freak flag fly. My pile number 3. Don't pay them. Don't be hesitant to not be everyone's cup of tea, and don't let that stop you from sharing your light, because you will definitely be attracting the right people to you. With this Queen of Wands here again, charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent, honey. This is the tagline of the Queen of Wands. She is all of those things. Okay, so that was very, very interesting, and hopefully you've enjoyed that. We're gonna now be checking our last prompt, which is category is all stars. So this is gonna represent a message from your guides, from your higher self, your angels, your ancestors, your guardians, the divine, whatever you prefer, you know, whatever you choose to believe in. This is right. Category is all stars. Your lucky stars, the beings that are protecting you, that love you, that guide you. And I have those 2 cards that you chose at the beginning of the reading to represent the message from your guides. And this is the 6 of Swords. We have Miss Fame, and we have the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, so number 10, Major Arcana card, and it is Manila Luzon in that fantastic pineapple dress, honey. Like, this is gorgeous. I love that dress. Okay, so 6 of Swords with Miss Fame, and Wheel of Fortune. I don't know why I keep wanting to say 10 of something. It's because the way anyway. So, message from your guides. The wheel is turning, the wheel is rolling, and so if you feel like things are not quite going in your favor right now, don't lose hope, don't despair. 6 of Swords paired with the Wheel of Fortune is letting me know that the worst is behind you. That's the first thing I heard. The worst is behind you. You're moving away to calmer, more peaceful times in your life where things don't feel so challenging, hectic, and crazy. If you've been feeling like, why do always things, like, why can't I just get a break, right? Why can't good things happen to me? Or why something shitty always happens to me? Like, every time I almost feel like I'm getting there, something bad happens. Or why can't I get out of ... fill the blanks. Then just know that you are on your way out, that things are improving. The Wheel of Fortune and the 6 of Swords is very much, I'm seeing a progression forward, moving away from something negative and toxic to more peaceful, abundant, calmer times, to feeling more secure. You know, sometimes we're at the bottom of the Wheel of Fortune, sometimes we're at the top. For you, you're going back up. So this is a message of hope, a message to tell you, don't give up, don't feel discouraged. We're there to guide you, we're there to help you. Please do not get discouraged. My pile number 3, you are getting there. Okay, keep going, you've got this. I believe in you, and so do your guides. Beautiful. So this is all I am seeing for you today, my pile number 3. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. If you've made it this far, then please comment a flower emoji. We have a rose. Put a rose emoji. We have roses on this magician card. So for anyone who've made it this far, comment the rose emoji down below. It will let me know you've watched it this far, and I will super appreciate that. As per usual, I am sending you lots and lots of good vibes. Until my next video, take care of yourself, and remember, if you don't love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love anyone else?